Hey guys, I just wanted to talk to you for a quick minute about the importance of focusing on your strengths and on the strengths of your teammates. So here's the thing. A couple of years ago at convention, John Maxwell spoke about how it is so much more beneficial for us to get to know ourselves very, very well, know what our gifts and talents are and where our passion lies, and find those areas where we're already pretty good and try to get excellent in those areas. So find those areas that we already have some measure of strength and just really pour into those areas and build them up, and how that works so much better than going after the areas that we're weak and saying, I'm going to get better at those areas. So we're trained in this world, and in every other job that we've ever had, there's usually evaluations where we're sat down and we're told these are the areas where you're doing well, these are the areas that you need to improve on, these are your weaknesses, these are your strengths. Let's bring your weaknesses up to the same level as your strengths. Well, sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't, but most of the time, if the average employer leader could say, hey, these are the areas of your strengths, we're going to make you even better in those areas. And then they could look at their team overall and say, okay, I'm going to match up these, these people are strong in this area, these people are strong in this area. I'm going to really pour into helping them on these different areas, and then we will have a well-rounded team working together like a well-oiled machine. That is the way to build a firm foundation, instead of focusing in on areas where people are weak and trying to force them to get better in those areas. So the example that I think of is like, it's better for me personally to work on my relationship skills, my communication skills, everything about building relationships, building a team, fostering those relationships, continuing them, pouring into them. Relationships are my niche. That's just where I am in education. So getting better at those things is going to be so much more beneficial for me than for me to say, hey, I really stink at graphic arts, which I do. And so I'm going to spend the next couple of years just really trying to get better at that, because I think since that person does graphic arts really well and she's successful, that's where I need to be focusing. It's going to take me twice as long. I may at some point get as good as she is, but probably not, because that's not where my gifts and talents lie. And the truth of the matter is, I can look at her and champion her and be proud of her, and also as a part of the same team, I can utilize her and we can utilize one another's strengths in such a greater way if we just say, hey, you're good at that, get better at that. So I would encourage you to say that to yourself. Hey, you're good at that, I'm good at that. I just need to get better at that. And the better I get at that, the more I'm going to grow. It's all about personal growth. You're going to hear me say that over and over and over. We can give you a list of tasks to do. We can give you a calendar of tasks to do. But as long as you are not growing in your character and you're not pouring into yourself in a way that is building up your passion and lighting your fire, it's not going to be a firm foundation that you're building your business on. So personal growth, anything you can do, whether you need to go to counseling, whether you just need to talk to a friend, whether you need an accountability partner, whether you need a business partner, or you need to do different studies like the Road to Royal boot camp that we're getting ready to do. Anything you can get your hands on personal growth, that's going to help you. And recognize what your strengths are, focus on those, pour into those, instead of thinking of the areas that you're weak. Yes, we can all stand to improve in some areas, and we should. But we have a lot better chance focusing in on our strengths and getting really strong in those areas than we do trying to pull something out of ourselves that's not naturally there. So take that for what it's worth.